So we have flips and folds, but what if Samsung is working on a third category of foldable? Because yes, it seems there is a third kind of foldable, but it doesn't really roll off the tongue that easily. And that was a terrible pun. Reports claim that Apple might bring changes to both iPhones and even AirPods Pro very soon. And those of you wanting more battery on your Galaxy Watch, things are looking real good. I'm Jaime Rivera, and I know Monday is crazy, but we've got you covered with the stuff you should care about. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today are non-existent. It's been happening so often, but let's start with Apple and AirPods because it seems like we could be getting a new version of the Pro model soon. And I know they were just launched in September, but let me explain. It's reported that Cupertino could release the same second generation AirPods Pro, but now with a USB-C charging case later this year, with shipments beginning in the second or third quarter, probably with iPhone. Yeah, pretty much the change from what you got in September is the charging connector, though we still don't know if there are any additional updates planned. Honestly, I think this is just part of Apple's plan to move everything to USB-C. Now, on the other hand, Kuo then explained that Apple has no plans to do the same thing with the AirPods Pro 3 and will most likely hold the change until the launch of the fourth generation AirPods, though it's unclear when that will be, probably the next year. Moving on, let's talk about Samsung because we have new reports about some of their upcoming products. According to an online list that surfaced, we can expect that we should be getting a Galaxy Tab S9, and it should come with updates to its processor and bigger batteries. The information that was found indicates that the new Tab will have a rated capacity of 8160 milliamp hours, but we can assume that the typical capacity could be somewhere around 8400 if you get the final numbers. This could be a great improvement over the previous model that had a battery capacity of 1000 milliamp hours less. And speaking of battery capabilities, we also have reports that the Galaxy Watch 6 series, which is expected to launch alongside the company's next generation foldables, is going on that same boat. Just like the Galaxy Tab S9, both models of the new lineup will have improved battery units. The Galaxy Watch 6 will have a 300 milliamp hour battery and the Watch 6 Classic a 425 milliamp hour unit. Obviously, we should be learning more as time goes by. Now let's get back to Apple and talk about the iPhone 15 as, we know Cupertino decided to ditch the SIM tray on the iPhone 14 in the United States last year, and now it's reported that the company will do the same in more countries with the upcoming lineup, so no, don't expect it back. The report specifically mentions France, but it's still unknown if the eSIM-only strategy will expand across more countries in Europe. Now moving on, we also have a report shared by Ming-Chi Kuo on which he claims that there's changes to the dynamic island. He wrote that the proximity sensor that detects when the user holds the phone up to their ear and shuts off the screen will be integrated inside the dynamic island area instead of sitting below it. And the reason why you should care is because the report also mentions that it's possible that moving the location of the sensor could result in improvements to Face ID. Now, as for the design, Kuo said that the tweak is unlikely to result in any difference to the look of the phone, so don't expect that to get any better or worse if you either like or don't like the dynamic island. And finally, for the weirdest news today, let's talk about Samsung because we have several reports to cover, including a possible tri-folding device. And yes, you heard that right. First, let's talk about another contradictory rumor about the death of the Galaxy S23 or S22 FE, whichever the name will be. According to a new report, the Korean company has decided to kill the FE model and focus on working on the launch of another product, a tri-folding device that could finally ship later this year. This promises to be a dual-hinge, three-part foldable that could be similar to some concepts that we've been shown at the Samsung Display Showcase at CES back in January. Sadly, we still don't know much about the device. I mean, report doesn't mention if it's going to be a smartphone or a tablet or a laptop. Who knows? However, it would make sense for this to still be a phone because otherwise, why would you want it to fold in three parts and not just two? For this to be, a smaller tablet that becomes larger. In today's question, let us know, do you think a tri-folding device makes any sense in today's market? Because I mean, in my case, I think that we're still struggling with the size and the heft of current foldables, but what we struggle most with is the price. So obviously, the more complicated, the more hinges, the more expensive. Who's going to buy that? But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media as our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me state the obvious. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.